Hello, Steve. Another victory, and it's now 18 games unbeaten. The streak just keeps on going. What do you make of today's game?
Very, very bitty. I mean, look, you get to this part of the season, and all that matters fundamentally is 3 points. I thought we were miles away from us best. I don't know if that's a come down from Brig, or just the fact that these guys made it difficult. They sat in, they played with a 5, and it was a 5. It weren't a 3, and then the lads dropped in. They started off as a 5 and they stayed as a 5. 3 lads in midfield, and then they had 2 lads up top that kept it alive. So, I mean, I think the best chance they had was last kick at game. And they probably should have scored. But yeah, look, I'm not going to look at performance-wise. I think we know what we are. We know what we can do. And 3 points is massive for us. We just got to keep ticking them off. Lads are under intense pressure because how well they've done. We're giving ourselves a fighting chance, and that's all we can ask. And the lads have, like I say, everyone in the club's been geared. The minute we walked in, geared to giving us a best fighting chance as we can. And we are, we're in there, we're a fighting chance now. So, in terms of performance, anyone who's come today will say we weren't at it. But, that's that pitch today. You don't want to be giving excuses. You don't be seen to be someone who, letting lads get away with stuff by giving them excuses. And footballers will always find a way to, to put the blame on something else. But I must say, we've got footballers in that team. We played on a bit of a ropey pitch on Tuesday night at Brig, and we could move the ball. But today we're boggy, we're wet, saturated, it's muddy, lads, they can't even stand up. So I think both teams did as well as they can in the conditions, but yeah, it really don't suit us when it's like that. It makes it difficult, and that affects then momentum and mindset, because when you're out there and you're playing and you're miss passing it and you're having to have 3 touches, it starts to affect your mindset in terms of how well you're playing, and then again that impacts performance and momentum. And I think that with case, and then it just seems to snowball a little bit. That the lads spoke to him at half time, and spoke to him after. We're not going to get into detail too much. We know what we're up against in terms of opposition and the conditions, but it's about winning games of football, and our lads are winning games of football. So I'm made up.
You did mention about that chance at the end for South Leeds. How were you feeling? Because they had chances back to back. When they don't both didn't go in, how were you feeling at that moment?
Frustrated, angry, worried. We give, whoever you are, if you're in Premier League, when it comes down, you're winning 1-0, and it's a massive game because everyone wanting 3 points. That pressure runs through the team, it runs through the club, it runs through the fans, and it's going to impact the lads. So it did do. We dropped off a little bit too deep in terms of the set piece. They won the first, they got in on the second. So that was a chance just before the final chance, and it's come through, and sun's in Owen's eyes, and 9 times out of 10 he's just going to pluck it out of air, and he didn't do. He just got a little bit of contact on it. It fell to somebody 4 or 5 yard out, and he blazed it over. But what I would say with Owen is he's spilled it, but he's made himself large, and he's made it difficult for the attacker to get some, to pick a spot. And if without being big-headed, I mean, we deserve to win today. As much as we weren't at us best, we had the best chances. We've missed a couple from 2 or 3 yard out. But yeah, I did have me. I was saying a few prayers, to be fair, but and I got lucky with it, and a win's a win, and they did have a couple of chances at the end there.
You mentioned mindset before, and in the opposite fixture, Wakefield lost 2-1. By this time, we won. What did they show about the mindset and the growth of this team?
I just think we've fortunately been able to bring in. We've been supported by the football club to bring in guys that we know that can win. We've got 4 or 5 of the lads that we had last year at Shirebrook, and we went on a big run, 23, 24 league games without a loss at Shirebrook. So we brought in some guys that know what we're about, but they also know that when it's not going to forfeit, when we can't have 20 passes and a goal, that they can win ugly. And we've got some lads out there that have played step 4, step 3, and they know what it's like to make a game ugly and hit it into corners and win your battles and win seconds, and that's what we've brought. So we brought a lot of mentality with us. We've hit head on in terms of mentality that was in the previous regime, and we've tried to take care of that. And you call it how it is. We're well set up, we're well drilled. The lads know what we're about. We're defensively very, very sound, and we've got good players in all over the pitch, so that helps. But yeah, no, mentality-wise, we just keep having to hit home every game, every training session, that, what's in your head will win your games of football. We're all very evenly matched, ability-wise, but that mental strength, that mental toughness will get us through. And the messages from me, Lee, Ian have to remain consistent. Our behaviour has to remain consistent through the good times and the bad times, and we need to just make sure that we're all pulling in the same direction, and our lads understand what we're after, and we try to simplify it for them, and everyone seems to be on the right path and the right path together. So that's where it is. Everyone's just joined up, really.
Here's quite a surprising start for you. Wakefield have only conceded twice since November. How important has the defence been in this 18-game run?
Yeah, I mean, look, you defend from up front, so we ask Maz to drop in out of possession. We don't let him just sit on the toes and have a breather at centre halves. We say out of possession. We want you to drop in. We want you to go as though you're playing like top of a diamond midfield, so that when we regain possession, it's easier to get him on ball. So we're not having to go 70 yards and it just keeps coming straight back. So you have to have a good defensive shape, and we've had that now for a couple of years, and we've brought it to Wakefield. But players win games of football, and I keep saying it, but I'm not. It's not just a soundbite. It's true. I think that we've got best right back in league. I think we've got best left back in league. I think we've got 2 centre halves that are best in league. I think we've got best keeper in league. So as much as I can talk about shape and formations and desire and intensity and what we've done as a management team, it comes down to players. We've got best players. We've been backed by the club. And I just believe when you bring good players in and you make them feel valued and you're all on a common goal, and it's a plan, and it seems to be working at the minute. But fundamentally, we're not conceding goals, but that comes from strikers, from left wingers, right wingers. Scotty centre midfield. I think Billy's come in and given us a new option in there. He wins battles, but he's comfortable on ball. He's left footed. You've got Mo, that's just probably one of the fittest players in the league, and he's got technical ability. So look, we're a good team. I could have made that really easy for you, but we're a good team. We're well balanced, and when you win, you gain momentum, and when you find a way to win, if you stick to it, you've got half a chance.
You were mentioning about the defence earlier on, and the fact that we've only conceded twice since November. How impressed have you been with Salt and Brad partnership?
Oh, and I think they've been outstanding. I think obviously we touched on it just a minute ago, but I think they're like yin and yang. I think they're both very good at each other's weaknesses. So I think they were a good combination. Brad's a little bit more aware of what's going in and behind him, and he'll let Salty go and be the more aggressive style defender. He'll go and win stuff. He'll get his body in it. He'll win headers. And I think it's been massively beneficial that we were able, and we were supported by the club to bring them two in. I think the best 2 centre halves at step 6 and probably at step 5, if I'm honest, locally. I think they work really, really well. And then I think they've got tendencies in terms of the game's not built up and around pace. So what we've been fortunate again to do is bring in a right back that's rapid. We've got a left back that's rapid, and they're a little bit of our insurance policy. So them two Salty will go and win. Brad will sweep, and then we've got a fullback, 2 fullbacks that can also then drop in and pick up when we don't win first and we don't win second. So I think individually outstanding, collectively brilliant, and I think that also comes from the other 9 lads that we've got on the pitch, and I think it just seems to be working. But no, really, really good.
You've mentioned obviously that today was not one of our best games.
Yeah.
How are you feeling heading towards midweek's game on Tuesday?
Hey, look, I mean, I'll go home tonight. I'll enjoy myself tonight. I'll have a beer and some nice food and spend some time with family. And then tomorrow we'll turn attentions to his midweek game, and that's all it is. We just got to keep ticking one game off at a time, and you can never get 2 in front of yourself. I think we went to Brig, and I thought we were really dominant. And then the Saturday game we played Shelley, and it's a great surface. And anyone who comes to that game, and lads have turned up, and I turned up. As much as we didn't relay that back to lads. But I looked at it and thought, we could maybe get 4, 5 and 6, and they got a draw. So you're coming here today, and these are on a bad run. They're well coached, they're well driven. Like I say, they're stuck in there. They played a 5. So Swallow Nest, good coach, gone in there. They've got a nice defensive shape. They're picking up results. So it's going to be hard. So we've just got to be mindful that every game has its own challenges. We just got to be bang ready and just make sure as mindset's right, intensity's right, and everything else should take care of itself. And if we get 3 points, then great. If we drop points, then we just need to learn from his mistakes and keep improving week by week.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, lads.